Cruise news, a sad situation leaving one cruiser in a life and death situation. I'm going to get you the details. Plus, major cutbacks by one cruise line, one port is rejecting cruise ships, and more. I'm going to get you the top 10 cruise news updates to get you fully up to speed, and I'm going to get you the information fast coming up. Welcome to the Travel Scouts. My name is Jason and we are your cruise information channel. We get you the cruise news and information you're looking for quickly without wasting your time. So if you love cruising, consider subscribing. Let's go ahead and kick things off with number 1. A baby was discovered dead on board the 𝗟𝗏𝘂𝗂 cruise ship. The 𝗟𝗏𝘂𝗂𝗃 is a ship in Royal Caribbean Group's luxury brand called 𝗟𝗏𝘂𝗃𝗃 Cruises. The baby that was found dead was birthed in secret by a 28-year-old Filipino crew member. She gave birth in her cabin assisted by her 2 roommates. The ship's staff was unaware of her pregnancy or the childbirth. Sadly, the baby died 2 days after birth. The initial indications suggest that the baby was not breastfed and died of starvation. The 28-year-old crew member was arrested in Italy on a charge of voluntary manslaughter. Her 2 roommates were also arrested for being complicit in the manslaughter. All life is precious. This is very, very sad news. Number 2, it is final that cruise ships must leave Charleston, South Carolina later this year. Carnival Cruise Line's contract to sail from Charleston's Union Pier will expire in December. But Carnival was hopeful that another option may be available, and a vote was held regarding the possibility of sailing from a dock at a location called Patriots Point. However, the Patriots Point option was unanimously voted down. The local authorities cited that state law currently has a ban on cruise ships docking in that particular area. Moving on to number 3, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Association has stated that they believe that this year's Atlantic hurricane season will be more active than normal. The Atlantic hurricane season runs from June 1st through November 30th. And the Hurricane Center's weather forecasters believe there is an 85% probability of an above average season. They are expecting between 17 to 25 named storms, with between 8 to 13 of them becoming hurricanes and between 4 to 7 becoming major hurricanes. And the list of names that will be used for this year's storms has been published. Here are the names. You can scan quickly to see if your name is listed. The first named storm for this year will be called Alberto. Next, number 4, online search data through March of this year reveals the most sought after cruise regions. Here are the top 3. The Caribbean came in number 1 with 2.8 million searches. The Mediterranean was second with 2.1 million searches. And Alaska was number 3 with 1.8 million searches. And I am about to share with you the list of the top 10, but I thought number 4 and number 5 was very interesting because they were highly sought after as well. Number 4 was Nile River Cruises with more than 1 million searches, and number 5 was Antarctica Cruises with nearly 1 million searches. The Nile River Cruises was the one that really caught me off guard. I was not aware that they had that much demand. Then number 5, Norwegian Cruise Line reported that they have reduced staffing in 2 key areas but have managed to maintain or increase their guest satisfaction scores. One area of reduction was the housekeeping staff. Norwegian reported that they removed 500 housekeeping jobs across their fleet, but they saw no negative reflection on their guest satisfaction scores. Additionally, they noted that they managed to cut their entertainment staff in half from 42 to 21 personnel per ship. And they noted that the guest satisfaction scores for entertainment has actually increased. And just a good reminder here that honesty on our cruise feedback is very important. Cruise lines act and react based upon it. If we always give a perfect score on everything, we may be sending the wrong signal unless everything is truly great. Okay, we have 5 cruise news pieces remaining, including the top headlines of the day, but now it is time for our fast mid-show check-in. In the last cruise news video, I asked who you typically book your cruise excursions through. I received input from more than 3,000 of you. And here are the results. The vast majority, 83%, say that you book your cruise excursions through the cruise line. 10% said that you book through an online provider such as Shore Excursions Group, and 7% said that you book directly through the excursion company. Thanks for your input and comments. Here is today's question. Thinking of housekeeping, the question is, in your opinion, how well do the housekeeping staff maintain the cleanliness of a cruise stateroom? Would you say that they A, always do a good job, B, it differs each time, or C, improvement is needed? Chime in down below with what your thoughts are. Would love to hear any feedback you have as well. But now, on with the cruise news. Number 6, a gastrointestinal illness has been reported on Royal Caribbean's Allure of the Seas cruise ship. The sickness resulted in a delay in the ship's clearance to debark passengers at 𝗂𝗂𝗃. Some have speculated that the illness is due to food poisoning from pork tacos served in the main dining room. However, the definitive source of the sickness has not been determined. Due to the delayed debarking at 𝗂𝗂𝗃, Royal Caribbean gave all passengers onboard credit valued at half a day of their cruise fare paid. They also gave a 50% refund for all prepaid passes at the island. The check-in for the next sailing on the ship will also be delayed as Royal Caribbean completes a thorough cleaning of the ship. Number 7, the National Hurricane Center is monitoring a storm system that could impact cruises over the weekend. The system is currently located due east of the Bahamas. The Hurricane Center noted that there is a chance that it could develop into a cyclone over the next 48 hours. We will continue to monitor and will keep you up to date. Moving on to number 8, Carnival Cruise Line guests on board their Celebration, Jubilee, and Mardi Gras cruise ships are being cautioned about their mobility scooter policy. Guests that are booked in some specific staterooms on these ships are being told that if they bring a scooter, it will need to be collapsible. If the guest requires a scooter and theirs is not collapsible, they are being asked to contact Carnival's guest access team. And these cruisers are being given 2 options. The first is that they can change to a sailing that has a stateroom that can accommodate them. And the second option is that they can cancel and receive a full refund. It seems that this certain block of rooms on board the Excel class of ships with Carnival just cannot accommodate a scooter if it is not of the collapsible type. Next, number 9, Port Canaveral will be getting a second MSC cruise ship. The MSC Grandiosa will be coming to Port Canaveral in December of 2025. It will be joining the MSC Seashore. The Grandiosa will be offering 7-night itineraries that will alternate between the Eastern and Western Caribbean. Then number 10, a life and death struggle for a cruise passenger from Georgia. This 54-year-old mother and grandmother from Georgia embarked on a Carnival cruise with her husband on Saturday. She became very ill on the cruise and Carnival did what it needed to do to get her to a hospital in the Dominican Republic. The lady ended up on a ventilator and the doctors would not treat her because they would not take her insurance. The family had to pay $28,000 to transport her to the hospital via ambulance. They then had to pay $4,000 per day to keep her on the ventilator. The family started a GoFundMe page in an attempt to raise money to get her transported back to a U.S. hospital in hopes that her life could be saved. Well, people came through big time and provided the needed funds, and she just now arrived back in the States. Her daughter said in a statement, quote, "I was shocked, I was speechless, and I still am as donations are still coming in and people are still calling me asking if we need anything else. I am overjoyed." Miss Loretta Cox is still in a coma. The family is warning others to ensure that they have medical evacuation insurance if they are going to be going on a cruise out of country. Cruise travel insurance is very important. If you are not familiar with it, I will put a link down in the video description for an informational video along with some links for some free quotes. And let's all most certainly pray for Miss Loretta and her family. Okay, subscribe and turn the notification bell on to stay up to date with the latest cruise news and information. The next video, it'll be coming out soon, but until then, keep on cruising and we'll catch you in the next video.